Hi guys, welcome back to Finding Your Indie. I feel like it has been a long time. I'm Bonnie Paulson.
And I'm Mandy Stevens. It has been a while, but we've both been horribly sick and
Oh
the
my gosh.
holidays.
Yes, and the holidays. And we had 20 books, which is now Author Nation. And I feel like we've just been like we like crammed as much as we could into the end of the year because of course, we just didn't do enough throughout the whole rest of last year. We were just slammed. We're just slammed, slammed, slammed. So we are doing a spotlight, a brand spotlight today. More, it's less of a focused like spotlight and more. It's less of like a broad spotlight and more of a focused one. This author that we're doing had very specific questions, and so we're going to kind of come at it from that direction. If that's yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
It'll be
it
good.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, and this author has been very patient. She asked us before we did Vegas, and then we had like a whole bunch of conferences, and then we had Boss Mode launched, and then it was just like, and then we just have not caught up. So thank you so much, Kimberly, for being so patient. The author we're doing is Kimberly Keys. Okay, so should we read her question and then kind of go from there, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read the question that Kimberly gave me. It says, I have 3 romance books out with the Wild Rose Press, which is a good press. One historical series starter, one contemporary standalone, one contemporary small town series starter. All are steamy, and the covers, I think, don't say that. I do intend to take rights back, at least for the historical, because I have the second coming out this year. I have no idea how to find an editor or do formatting, but I will figure that out. We have some suggestions there. I will want those covers to be similar and say steamy historical romance. I've been trying to grow my brand for a year, seriously, and got very little traction. Facebook, Insta, newsletter, website. I think of all things, my website is very good, but if it's not, I want to know. Thank you. So that which is great. Those are all very specific questions. I love when people come to us with questions because it's like, oh, I know what you're looking for. Sometimes I feel like a total douche when I'm like, oh, you're asking about your brand, blah, blah. And they're like, no, actually, I just wanted to know about this
hmm
one thing. It's like, oh, sorry. I
But
totally,
it's always good to know. And I
it's
have
good
people
to
tell me every day that they love the fact that we're blunt and we get to the point. So
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But still, it's like, oh, I feel like a total jerk. I just did that. Sorry. So, anyways, okay. So, what we're going to talk about, we're going to go into Kimberly's Amazon page first, and we're going
Mhm.
to look at her covers. And she said that she's historical and she said contemporary, right?
Yeah, contemporary and contemporary small town. So
Okay, yeah. She has one contemporary standalone, one historical, and then a contemporary small town. You're right. She said all are steamy. Okay. So that's what we're looking for is a steaminess. And then after a bit, I think we'll run over to her, we'll check out her website and kind of see
mhm.
where that's what that's looking like. Okay, so I'm going to share screen if it'll let me. It's my own thing and it won't let me. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. Okay, can you see this okay, Mandy?
Yeah, those do not look steamy. I mean, I
No.
like the playing her song. That's a really good cover, but that does not say steamy at all. I mean, that could be one of my covers,
I
for
know I
Sweet
was
Romance.
yeah, I was looking at those going, playing her song is like that would fit into a sweet romance easy. I mean, it looks be
Yeah.
it's a beautiful cover. It's
Mhm.
just no, definitely not steamy, not steamy. This one almost feels a little bit like I'm watching the movie Rain or the show Rain right now.
Mhm.
The one about Mary Queen of Scots, and I feel like that fits that.
Oh yeah.
It might be historical, whatever, but it almost feels like it should be suspensey with the
Yeah.
darkness.
Mhm.
Again, like if it's steamy romance, it should have that bolder coloring. It should have like this is just way too sweet.
Yeah.
This one is just two images crammed on top of each other.
Yeah. I mean, it still looks sweet to me, but yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like I may have made it. So
I think you could do a better cover than that.
I'm
Sorry,
glad I
Kimberly, I'm
covered
not
it
trying to be
here.
rough, but that's not there's no blending. See how here there's blending.
Yeah,
In
it's
fact,
beautiful.
this is a beautiful cover.
Yeah, that is
Um,
beautiful.
but these aren't appropriate for the genre that you said that you're going for.
And she knew that, she
Mhm.
says, I don't feel that these are steamy covers because she hit that right on the head because they're not steamy covers
They're
at all.
not. Yeah. And we know that the book is, I mean, look at the reviews are great,
Hmm Yeah.
but I think that the readers are not, when they see these, they're like, I don't know, like this looks sweet, which I totally understand. Let's go down and let's go to, okay, let's go to the steamy romance, list here, if I can find it, because I swear to crap, they move everything around. You can see series that I've started. Okay. So we're looking for, let's just go to contemporary romance. And let's see if we can get on a list. Kindle ebooks. We'll go romance. Let's just see contemporary romance. Let's see what contemporary romance. So this is, we know this looks like, this to me looks like sweet romance.
Yeah.
So like this Max Monroe, I think Max, that brand is a steamy romance. This
I
is
wouldn't have been able to tell from the cover though.
right. I know. I think the object covers is kind of coming into the non-couple covers is kind of coming into like the steamier romance. I know that Lucy Score's brands are steamy. This is probably steamy. I don't know. I don't know. This I
Carolyn
guarantee
Brown's not. Yeah.
Carolyn Brown is not. She's not steamy. Okay, so
Yeah.
that almost looks like women's fiction, but it's small town, so
Yeah.
it's small town, so that would be fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
these are just contemporary. They're not necessarily steamy.
yeah, I'm trying to find somebody who is steamy.
Marie Force is steamy.
Okay, Marie Force is steamy. So she went with an object cover, which is great. It's a little bit on the darker side, which is, again, great. That's awesome. That's fine. Like that's great because it's not, it doesn't look like the sweet romance. This
Mhm.
has a little bit more of a steamy feel to it because they're like embracing and the coloring and
And he has a shirt undone.
yes, yes, there's some skin showing. Um, let's go to the next page and just kind of see. Okay, that's cool. It and we can't again, we can't really tell.
Like, look
Here's
at
an
Marie Force again. You can tell
again.
that's a steam. And her books I've read, her books are very steamy.
Yeah, and that's great. So if you're a steamy contemporary romance author, you might be looking at Marie Force. You might be this I think this is a steamy one just because I
It
can
looks
tell by
like
the
it would
dye.
be steamy for me.
Yeah, with that darker coloring, this
Hmm.
I guarantee this is.
Yeah.
This one, Megan Quinn, yes, she writes steamy, so this is and they're going the way of
Wow. I would not know that was steamy.
I know. I know, right? Like a lot of the
If I
steam.
picked that up
Would you be
thinking it was
expecting
one
sweet?
thing, I would be expecting
Right.
sweeter and I would be like, whoa, and I'd get a bad, well, I wouldn't leave a bad review, but in my brain it would get a bad review,
In your
you
brain, yeah.
know.
Before We Fall, I don't know if that one's steamy or not. Let's see. It's mystery, thriller, and suspense. I would not have guessed that. I feel like there's like a lot of this is beautiful. Perfect Fit, Sadie Kincaid. I think that is
That
steamy.
looks that looks steamier to me because it's darker,
That darker, yeah, I
like
agree.
maybe.
This one is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. So I think just it seems like just about anything goes. Ivy Smoke, definitely steamy. Uh I know that's this one, Avery Maxwell. I don't know if that was steamy.
It
That's
might just she might it's a sponsored, so she might just be getting contemporary.
oh, might just be one of her. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so I feel
That
like
looks steamy, that one. That
yeah, the
was
guy one.
yeah.
Yeah, this one, Lauren Blakely, she writes steamy. Especially when you have a series called The Virgin Society. Barbara Freedy, she writes steamy. See, I think the darker
Mhm.
little coloring and thing, I think that lends itself. Nicole Fox is definitely steamy. Um, I think that those kind of lend themselves to that. This one, Mile High, I would assume it's steamy just because of the tone of the cover, you
Just
know?
because of the name of the
Yeah,
title.
right. Yeah, like let's be honest. Um, yeah, so I
Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like okay, so let's go back to that book. Let's see if I can find her. Okay, so none of these, this one I could believe it is steamy.
But that looks like a
I
vampire
know
book
it
to me,
does. I
you
know it
know,
does.
with
Yeah.
everything. So,
Yeah, I agree. I love the title, The Trouble with Tigers.
mhm.
Yeah, so if she is, I think she said she's taking this one back from the Wild Rose Press. So maybe we should check out historical steamy romance. Okay, so a lot of the
Oh, yeah. See,
yes,
I
that
can
one's
totally tell
awesome.
those are steamy.
Yes. Oh my
And they're
gosh.
great covers.
Yeah, and look at that
Like the
font.
Buddhist rippers or you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the way they
Mhm.
look. And the font is just
And
beautiful.
yeah, and you know exactly what you're getting.
Exactly. Oh, that one looks cool. Okay, so yeah,
Getting historical and naughty. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Okay, so I would it's like okay, so I would think so with the reviews, I'm just gonna let's just peek at the
Yeah.
blurb of one of them.
I mean, it's
Um,
got good reviews.
yeah, it has good reviews. Okay, this right here feels
Yeah,
very different from this.
absolutely. I agree.
So she knows. She knows that her covers aren't on
Mhm.
par. So Kimberly, yes, you're gonna need to go and do a little bit of research. You don't have to pay a ton of money for covers. I don't think that is something that you have to do at all, but I do think that you need to get more genre appropriate covers. Okay, let's go check out her,
I mean, can I have that cover though? I mean, it's so
right? Like it's a
interesting.
beautiful cover.
Right?
It's not, yeah, and the E. Don't forget the E. Okay, so sorry, Mandy. Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with the site. It
No.
doesn't feel like steamy contemporary romance to me.
No, she could just, but she could make some tweaks and just use
Yeah,
darker colors, you know,
yeah. But yeah, this
and
is
maybe, yeah, maybe a more sultry picture of her.
yeah, she's be beautiful.
Yeah, she is
Um,
very pretty.
the site is pretty. I mean, it's nice. It's just yeah, I think she
Hmm.
would probably want to have. See, that sucks because it's like the blurb looks really good, and then
Hmm.
the book was phoned in a bit. And this is the only book. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think those covers, a shift up on the covers would be really helpful.
Hmm.
Now, is this is she KU? No, she's not. She's wide too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think a shift on the cover thing would be a good move on her part.
Yeah, because the blurbs look great.
Yeah, the blurbs look really good.
She's getting great reviews.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that's a fair price for the length of the book.
Hmm.
She just needs to, yeah, that's all. I don't know. I don't know if I would. So this is my thought process about her brand. Um, I would probably be focusing on the historical romances for me right now because that's like there's less people in historical than there are in contemporary. There's less
Hmm.
competition, but there's a huge demand for it with Rain having, I mean, Rain's out and it's like Prime is really pushing it. So there's a huge thing for that. Bridgerton has a brand new season coming out. We
Hmm.
have Downton Abbey is like massively popular still. It still is. So I mean, we have a lot, and like Outlander is still doing well. Like
Yep.
we have all of these things that are being pushed by these large production companies and large platforms, and people are like for instance, like I told you, I'm in the middle of Rain right now, and when I want to read, I'm like I'm leaning towards historical romance, and it has nothing to do with my normal preference. My normal preference is, the dark romance, the steamy YA, the sweet romance, like all of these things that are contemporary. I don't usually lean historical, and lately because of my interest in the shows that I've been watching, I'm like, hey, I want to read historical. I want to read the
Hmm.
Regencies. I want to read the things. And but if I was coming here, I would be like, no, this is not what I'm looking for. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I would be leaning towards historical. I would get as close to a finished series as you can. And I think that once you're building that, then you can carry something over into your contemporary. But I really think you need to pick something and focus. But she does have two contemporary romance novels, which is, one more than historical. So maybe that's where you go. Like, I don't know, one way or the other. You need to
Well,
just really,
she's pulling the rights back to the historical, and she has
right,
book two coming. So I
right,
would focus
exactly.
on that.
You think you would? Okay, but well, if nothing else, yeah, and if nothing else, fix the covers on these other ones so you can actually be making some money with these.
Yeah, and you can say, hey, these are steamy as well.
Yeah, they're
So,
still steamy, they're still my writing, they're still
mhm,
whatever. So yeah. Okay. I hope that helps. If oh, and then she asked for editing, and so we know some editors. We use Brandy. We'll
mhm,
we'll actually put her links up. Um, we'll put some of these people that we like for editors. Is Laura still editing?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I know for sure Brandy is. We'll put up some other editors that we know, put their links up in the comments. Formatters also, I know of a couple people who are formatting, but
Mhm.
remember, there are easy ways to format your own stuff. I used Word for like the first 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and I
Then I
use
tried you
Atticus.
use Atticus. I've used Atticus. I really like Atticus. I use Vellum now too, because I'm in the land of the Macs, which I'm not in love with, but whatever. The Vellum's really a cool program. So that is worth it. If you're like, I don't have a Mac, don't go out and buy a Mac just for Vellum. Just get Mac and Cloud and do it that way.
We use
Um,
Atticus. That's what I did. I
yeah,
didn't have a Mac,
Atticus is
so
is beautifully done. I mean, it really is. Like, it's really easy to
Mhm.
use. It's a great platform. It's great. So either one is fine. Like, honestly, either one is fine. But like I said, let's say you can't afford either one. I did it with Word for the longest time and it still looked nice.
And you
So
can Google how to do that.
yeah, you
I
can
mean, you
Google that.
can Google or put it in YouTube and they'll show you step by step how to do it.
Exactly. Exactly. It's very, very easy. I
Mhm.
think we might even have a post on our site on how to do it. Like, it's really easy to do. So if you have that's where I would head. We'll put, like I said, some links for editing and stuff in there. And I don't think you have too much work to do. You just need to keep putting those books out.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thanks, you guys. Hit like and subscribe. We have a lot of videos coming out in the next, like, we're going to be flooding because we've been planning some things and working through some things on where we want Finding Your Indie to be going in the direction of this for 2024. And we hope you are excited to join us on that journey. So share with friends, and success is always great with other people. And we will talk to you later.